One of our favorite superheroes, Spider-Man, who's also known as Peter Parker, lusted after his gorgeous girlfriend, Mary Jane Watson. Well, I know you've been waiting for this, and here it is. Tomorrow at New York's Shea Stadium, Spider-Man and Mary Jane will finally get married. And we have the privilege of joining them this morning at a prenuptial gathering at Shea Stadium. There's the lovely couple. They're there with Stan Lee, who not only created these two, but also the Incredible Hulk, Dr. Strange, and many, many more comic legends. Mr. Lee will officiate at the wedding tomorrow. Stan, Spider-Man's been with us for, what, some 25 years now? He's been crazy about Mary Jane for many, many years, too. Why did you decide now that they should get married?
Oh, just look at this couple. How could you keep them apart longer than 25 years?
What about you, Spidey? How do you feel about getting married now? Why did you decide at this point to marry MJ?
Well, actually, I'm a little nervous. I was up pacing the ceiling last night, but no, it's time. I'm in love, and it's going to be happily ever after. I can guarantee that. Right, Stan?
Well, I don't know. I haven't written that part yet.
MJ, you've had many, many boyfriends, and many of them have been richer, more glamorous, even, dare I say, handsomer than Peter Parker. So why him?
Well, it's all that webbing, those tricks that he can do with them that just won my heart.
But life with Spider-Man is likely to be rather dangerous. I mean, considering all of his exploits, his flying around and his wall climbing and dangling from the web. Aren't you concerned about the danger?
I am, but I have a feeling that everything will be fine.
She knows if it gets too heavy, I can always write her out of it in some way, or Spidey. In fact, if these planes get too noisy overhead, if it were a comic strip, we would just erase them.
Spidey, I know that MJ refused to marry you once because she was concerned about the children, you know? Would you have children that were like little spider babies, or would they be normal human babies?
Well, as long as they're healthy, that's all I care about. Actually, as long as they have 2 arms and 8 legs. No, that is a concern. But if they do have my powers, well, I'll just have to teach them to use their powers responsibly. A tough lesson that I had to learn.
Now, MJ, I understand the late Willie Smith designed the wedding dress you're going to wear. Tell us about that.
Oh, it's a beautiful dress, but I don't want to say too much because I don't want Spidey to know about it. But they also loaned me this beautiful dress today. They're so nice to me.
Yeah, I hear a plane going over. Stan, if you can't hear me, I'll try to speak up a little bit.
Oh, I can hear you fine.
Okay, this is a little confusing to me. Now, Spidey is getting married in the flesh as Spider-Man tomorrow at Shea Stadium.
Right.
But he gets married as Peter Parker in the newspaper comic strips later this month. Then again gets married as Peter Parker in the comic book coming out next week. Now, isn't this a bit confusing? What will the fans think?
We at Marvel never do anything in an ordinary way. And
I guess not.
And besides, if the fans weren't confused, they would know it isn't Spider-Man and it isn't Marvel. We try to satisfy everybody in every situation. Obviously, he'll be married as Peter Parker in the strip.
Yeah.
But at Shea Stadium, for all the people watching who want to see Spider-Man, they want to see him in costume. I don't like it because he's out shining everybody else, but we have to go along with it.
Very, very quickly, Stan, aren't you taking a risk by...
I think I've lost my earpiece.
Aren't you taking a risk by bringing about such a dramatic change in the storyline? Pass the question on to him, Wes.
Thank you.
Spidey?
Yeah.
The storyline is being changed dramatically. Isn't that a risk for the strip?
Why don't you ask Stan that?
I'm sorry, I missed.
Aren't you taking... No, well, we don't have time for that now. I guess your fans won't care. They love you anyhow, right? Good luck, and maybe Spidey can warm up his right arm and pitch for the Mets tomorrow night.
Thank you.
Even cartoon characters can fall in love and get married, or so the creators of Spider-Man would have us believe.
The tongue-in-cheek ceremony was an intimate one. 50,000 guests were on hand at Shea Stadium to watch cartoon character Spider-Man marry longtime love Mary Jane Watson.
I pronounce you Spider-Man.
Spider-Man creator Stan Lee officiated at the home plate ceremony. The cartoon couple is taking a honeymoon trip to the Riviera and will probably live happily ever after, at least until the next issue of The Amazing Spider-Man.
The wedding issue of the Spider-Man comic hits newsstands tomorrow.